YouTube! Welcome back! Literally long time no see. I think the last video I did was my Anamanga vlog, which was like done 2 or 3 weeks ago, I think, by now. So anywho, how are you guys doing? I know it's back to school for some people, or like, you know, be it elementary school, high school, or college. I'm back in college. It's another semester for me. Back to doing my little accounting thing. So I'm taking psychology, sociology, Spanish heritage, and obviously my accounting class this semester. So yeah, that should be fun. So are you guys going to school? Are you guys like a full-time worker or a part-time worker? I think that's pretty interesting to know. But anywho, before I get on to today's topic, I wanted to talk to you guys about this picture. This is a picture done for Love Meet. What they had done was they drew my character Amanita, or my Fae, that I'm always doodling and stuff like that. So this is kind of my way to say thank you. So I drew their character for them as well to give back. And I'm like, here you go, thank you, thank you. Alrighty, so there's that. So today's topic is about the injuries that come with drawing. How many of you knew that there was actually injuries that come with drawing? Did you know that there was a right and a wrong way to draw as well? Yeah. I didn't know that until like a few years ago, to be honest. So that's what I'm gonna talk to you guys about. Now, there's things that I'm not gonna pop onto here. I'm not gonna like show you guys what I mean by some of these things. It's something that you guys should actually go check out yourself for your own little research thingamajiggy if you really want to. But yeah, these are some things that you guys should be wary of. So yeah, let's get into it. So for you fellow artists out there, it doesn't matter what level you are. You could be a beginner, intermediate, or a freaking pro at arting. And this applies for everybody. It's not just for anybody starting out. Although it is great for people who are just starting out and for intermediate people, because usually it's only been like a few years into their thing, so they can actually start to change their habits, versus somebody who's been doing this for over 20 some odd years like me. Where I learned this a little bit too late, but now that I know it, it helps. In all honesty, it really does. So, question 1. For you guys who do art, did you guys stretch? Like before you start your projects, in between your projects, like while you're working on them, or at the end of your projects, when you're done for the day? I'm sure a lot of you guys said no. I'm pretty sure. Well, art is not a sport. It does use a lot of repetitive motions, just like how typing on a keyboard does. So you're prone to straining your hand, you're prone to getting carpal tunnel, and if not, leading up to all the way up to arthritis, which are all bad in all cases. Straining is not so detrimental to you, but it does make your hand weak for about a week or 2, and you might not be able to draw. And if you try to draw while your hand is strained, you're going to put more pressure onto it, and you're going to eventually destroy your own hand. So, at the very beginning, make sure you guys stretch, and to stretch in between, and to stretch at the end. Stretching is always important. So, like I said, I'm not going to show any hand stretches or anything like that in this video, so if you guys don't know about hand stretching or arm stretching or anything like that, please go take a look at that. There's plenty of stretches for artists, for their back, for their neck, for their arms, and for their wrists and their hands. Please do yourself a favor and go check it out. Next, since we just discussed stretching, is how do you draw? I don't mean like, do you draw traditionally? Do you draw digitally? No, I mean, how do you draw? What do you use the most when you're drawing? Do you use your wrist? Do you use your elbow? Or do you use your arm? Or your shoulder? Whatever. The answer should be, technically speaking, you use your elbow and your shoulder the most, outside of your wrist. Your wrist could be used to do like small little intricacies, like details, like how, you know, I've got those small little dinky circles for like the piercings, the mouth, the nose, the lashes, stuff like that, like small details. but on the rest of it you should be using your entire arm, which includes your shoulder, if not your elbow as well. I know personally for me, to draw a circle, it's easier to use my elbow because then I'm just pivoting off of that. And for drawing straight lines, I use my entire arm up to my shoulder to create those quick straight lines. Like I said, if you guys don't stretch and you're just using your wrist, you are causing damage to your wrist because of those repetitive movements. Oh wow. So yeah, that's really, really bad. So it, like I said, it can cause a strain, it can cause carpal tunnel. Carpal tunnel, I don't know, I don't even know if I've ever had carpal tunnel, in all honesty. Carpal tunnel, you cannot get rid of carpal tunnel without having a surgery, technically, and this surgery isn't a guaranteed fix. I know a couple of people who've had it and they lost complete use of their hand because of it. Like it's a lot weaker than what it used to be, so it can't lift up heavy things and stuff like that. So there's always dangers that come in with like a surgery. So yeah, unfortunately, there's no real quick fix for carpal tunnel. Now, I've never had carpal tunnel, but from my understanding, there's like a little divot that opens up in your the top side of your hand. I don't know where. I know it's in the joint somewhere, but it's a little indent that you can see. And there's like usually a sharp shooting pain that either goes down to your hand, except for the pinky. It does not affect the pinky whatsoever, oddly enough. So it can either shoot that pain down that way, or it can shoot it up your arm. So I know that happens. And unfortunately for me, I have a high pain tolerance, so if I ever had carpal tunnel, I never knew about it. But I do have arthritis. So hold on a sec. If you can hear those clicks, that is my wrist. I'm losing more and more cartilage in my wrist, so that clicking is bone almost rubbing on bone, like a piece of bone rubbing on another piece of bone. So my arthritis is pretty bad. So, like I said, it is very important to do this. Carpal tunnel, I think you can still keep doing what you're doing. I know you can either get the surgery and you can take some things like Aleve or Tylenol or ibuprofen and stuff like that. With arthritis, I don't know if there's a surgery for it, but I don't really care if there's a surgery for it because it's so bad already that I just give no fucks. So there's my little thing on that. So don't do what I did. Don't do what I did. Don't draw incorrectly. Draw properly, please. Use your elbow and please use your shoulder. If I would have known a lot of this when I was younger, I would have like totally put it into effect at a younger age. I only found this out like not too long ago, like it's a little over 5 years that I found this out, but nonetheless. So I have made progress to change the way that I draw because obviously I've damaged myself as it is. I don't need to continue to damage it to where it gets to the point where I can no longer draw. That will probably already eventually happen, maybe later on in the years or something like that, but at least not right now. I was one of those people that always thought that the only people who get arthritis are old people, and that's not true. I'm not even 30 yet. I'm not even 29 yet. I won't be 29 until next month. So yeah. But I've had arthritis for a long time, since I was like in high school, from what I remember. So that's my own fault. I kick myself in the ass every single day because I wake up, my wrist is really weak, everything is heavy, I can't lift up my phone, my vape is really heavy, like even a glass of soda is really heavy, and you know how stupid that is. So yeah, it does come with a lot of pain. I have a very high pain tolerance, so when I do feel it, I can take ibuprofen, I can go grab some Bayer or Aleve, Tylenol, whatever, usually helps with it. So yeah. But as I said, please look into hand stretching. If you don't want to know what I mean by drawing with your wrist and stuff like that, there's plenty of videos on that as well, like how to properly draw. and what I mean by being a wrist user, an elbow user, or a shoulder user, go check those videos out. That's a lot of the videos that I had to look up and stuff myself to check it out, and I really don't want to pop onto screen to show you guys what I mean. So yeah, you can even find the hand stretches out there too. So please do yourself a favor and do that for me, so you don't learn from my fuck ups and my mistakes, please. But anywho, enough of that. I have these little gloves called Copper Heel. They're compression gloves, so they also help with like swelling and stuff like that. That's another thing you can get. From my understanding, they help with both carpal tunnel and with arthritis. So yeah, it will help with the swelling and all that other stuff and make it easier for your wrist to move and everything and get that blood circulation back and going, but it doesn't take away the pain. So if you get a sharp shooting pain, take some Aleve, take some aspirin, something to do that. But anywho, that's my TED Talks for today. So thank you so much for coming and watching and listening to me ramble about this. If you guys like my videos, feel free to like and subscribe. And if you guys want to see more of the things that I'm working on recently and not as far back as what we're currently watching on screen right now for Love Meat, feel free to follow me on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. And you can also catch me on my website at TwistedFae.com. That has my entire portfolio up until last month of July. In September, it will be updated with all the works I've completed in August. So yeah, thanks so much for popping in.